Ooh, Titans are on field too, I hear.
Yeah, they have just so Goonswarm have just dropped Titans, and the the PAPI answer was to drop all of their dreadnoughts. So we are now live. I've just seen it pop up on Twitch. So we have another Keepstar anchoring, which is yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna stop showing all overviews. But we can see in here are just the dreadnought wrecks from Goonswarm, which did not last long enough to do any damage. Goonswarm have been trying to get Cynos in position for a little while. I think the PAPI forces just quite literally stomped out the hopes of Goonswarm and Imperium in pausing this timer. There's been 3 Cyno Falcons that have lit a Cyno, and so far nothing has been able to bridge through. We'll see if there's any Goon answer whilst there is 25 seconds remaining, but it may be that we will be back here in 24 hours' time.
Yeah.
And there it is, so it has successfully anchored in its first phase, so we will see what happens tomorrow. But we do still have all of these Titans in a vulnerable position.
Wow. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, so we had I received word that there was another Keepstar anchoring, so immediately I logged on the camera and was trying to find exactly where this Keepstar was because I wasn't able to get the system information. So I jumped into 319 and I had to see 6 Cynos up throughout the station, throughout the grid. I was like, okay, so I think there'll be a Keepstar in this system. Had a look around and was able to find this pandemic horde Keepstar, adequately named. Nothing to see here. Move along. And as we was getting the stream set up and I was making sure everything, I was able to get into a decent view. Goonswarm had 3 Falcons, Decloak, and Light Cynos. One of them was immediately deleted before anything got in. The second managed to get a single revelation in, but the third managed to get a dozen or so dreadnoughts in. So I was fairly confident that there would be a damage being applied to this Keepstar. PAPI forces then answered by signing in all of these Titans and Supers. And in chat is a battle report that has just come up. There are still a lot more dreadnoughts to come on this, I believe. But we do see, because there is at least 3 Ragnaroks, of which they are not loaded yet. But it's just the amount of Titans that is currently loaded on the battle report means that PAPI wanted this thing to anchor. They had a plan in preparation for those dreadnoughts. And let's say they was on grid for about 20 seconds before they was just completely doomsdayed off.
And so it has the timer run out.
Yeah, so it has anchored, and we now have a 23-hour, 57 minutes, just under, timer until we will be back on this grid for another showdown. I have to commendate these Titan pilots who are here, because I'm betting a good number of them were in last night's battle as well. So, yeah.
Warping off.
Yeah, so we'll stick around with this view for a few about 5 or 10 more minutes, and then we'll be planning to have a lovely engagement here this time tomorrow.
It looks like goons will definitely defend tomorrow.
And they have shown up every time for these Keepstars, and even with the hurt that was applied yesterday with the 2.5 trillion loss, they can't afford not to.
For hours, imagine another huge fight.
And this node will be reinforced as much as possible tomorrow, I imagine, as well. But we'll have to see what happens with tomorrow, as we now know that the Imperium is willing to commit supers and Titans. We know that they have tactics for killing Keepstars that has worked for the previous 3, so we'll have to see what PAPI forces are planning to do to counter those. Yeah, so as Among just put as well, the interesting thing with this Keepstar is there will be a 30 billion core up for grabs as well, because they can't, with the changes now in place, a core is required to finish the anchoring process. So there will have to be a ship carrying that that Keepstar core to slot it in to begin the repair process.
Oh, right.
So we will see the first Keepstar core being installed into a Keepstar. Hippojax has just popped a chat claiming that he feels like he was bullied first. Yeah, unfortunately, I believe you was in one of the dreadnoughts that died, wasn't you, Hippo? It was the first one again. Well, technically, I don't think it was the first one because the revelation down at the bottom of the Keepstar. But Hippojax did indeed fall in his dreadnought.
He's all over the place. Yeah, ping's going out already on both sides about tomorrow.
Yeah, I've seen a few as well. So yeah, so over the next 24 hours, we will see this Keepstar. Like Hippojax says, it will slowly form in, and it won't just be a blueprint that we see here. But there is nothing the attackers can do at this moment in time to kill or damage this Keepstar. So we have to wait out that 23 hours and 50 minutes. So if there's anyone on the stream that is part of either side of this war, be prepared for a bunch of pings, form plans, and we will see you guys here tomorrow. So just a quick stream for us because there's unfortunately not going to be much more action on this grid now, but we'll be seeing you this time tomorrow.